नमस्ते स्टुडियोमा जाम न त है
Sushila Singh is an MFA graduate with specialization in composition. She learned art from Babu Raja Dyola and as a student at Lalit Sikshya Academy and Central Departments of Fine Arts TU Kirtipur. How does art take its form? Sushila has a unique experience of making it. She cannot do any art if she is compelled to do it. In a certain state of mind, a certain insight calls for an expression, she says. She feels restless unless she tries to listen to her intuition and express it in art. But sometimes even if she tries to remember, the vivid lines and images fades from her mind, leaving her disappointed. She says, "In my case, I have to work on my art as soon as the idea sparks in my mind." What inspires the calling may be a mixture of many things: the time and space I am in, the ambience, and the images I've exposure to, my state of mind, and my habits. Sometimes some external factors, the visual exposure to lights and shadow, space, and tangible things inspire me from within. Other times, the thoughts and insights stimulated by the past and present urge me to work on an idea. What does art do? I get some insights, a calling. I make art to respond to the calling. When I get immersed in the process of making art, I feel fulfilled and ecstatic. Art is what gives me satisfaction. Similarly, it is expected to satisfy the onlookers. I think it must have some quality to engage the onlookers or to provoke their thoughts, if not to satisfy them. Sushila Singh is a two-time recipient of Lalit Bishesh Purashkar, an award granted by Nepal Academy of Fine Arts. First ever pen and ink on canvas, a part of Heritage 2010. Sushila has chosen to make her debut appearance with the entire series rendered in pen and ink drawings, depicting mainly architectural contents as the central element. Her lines are strong and reveal the self-confidence of the artist in the medium, says well-known artist, art critic Madan Chitrakar. This statement sums up Sushila Singh and her style in a nutshell. Working in pen and ink is no task for the faint-hearted. It requires a fair amount of self-belief in one's abilities. There can be no second chances, no revisions as it were. Either the lines are right or they're wrong. There can be no halfway between. And this is exactly why Sushila shines. Sushila credits her teacher Guruji Babu Raja Dyola, also affectionately known as Bara, with whatever she has been able to achieve in her young career. I grew up in Dupat in Sundara of Patan, quite close to the Darbar Square, she discloses. This, to the more sophisticated, should be enough to explain where her inspiration comes from. Patan, the city of the arts, is a place where people come from all over the world looking for a certain spark to set their artistic imaginations free. Her neighborhood, along with other similar localities nearby, has so many skilled artisans working night and day, honing up on their crafts, that it would be no exaggeration to say that one could find one of the highest artist square kilometer populace here than are found elsewhere around the globe. So Sushila certainly had no shortage of motivational factors around her abode. So what exactly are her subjects? Obviously, everything has to do with heritage, which naturally includes the magnificent architecture of Kathmandu Valley. Cosmic shades. Visitors, even the critics, are deceived at the first sight, taking these art as mere sketches. These are the insights expressed in mere lines, but in the form of historical images. Jatra, Mandir, Toran, Rakshak, or any details crafted on walls, doors, gates, and surrounding architectural heritage. The historical images are both forms and medium for me to make the abstract insights concrete. They're home to my lines, Sushila says. She expects serious art readers to try to understand her lines, their length, motion, direction, and anything possible beyond the dominant images they collectively reflect, leaving aside the negative areas, so to speak negative energy, to be consumed and consummated with emptiness. She has accentuated the positive areas with her lines. At the same time, she has left the most obvious parts, the nose and eyes of the deities, for example, untouched, giving onlookers space to imagine, seems to be making abstract the concrete and most concrete the abstract. Beauty in imperfection on one level and imperfect beauty in another level. Sushila's ink lines done with light and yet swift and determined touches betray her intense love affair with the numerous temples, shrines, stone and wooden images of gods, demigods and goblins she grew up within Kathmandu Valley. Since these art are made with great emotional involvement, it is a small wonder that they convey to the viewers the feeling of being right in front of the object she portrays. Sushila does not merely respond to what she sees, she brings her originality to her works by endowing them with more life. Kedar Bhakta Madhyama. UDDAN, Beyond Bounds. In this series of paintings, I'm trying to sketch deities moving beyond bounds and borders. To give wings to the temples, I have used motifs of birds. And moving a bit further from the rigidity of using monochromatic colors in my paintings, I've used shades of orange to signify the life in long-ignored monuments in the city of temples. People revel in festivals, visit temples and go to different places to observe jatras. Can't the gods and temples make a visit to different places to observe jatras? This question pecked me for a long time, and my answer through UDDAN is they can and they do. Beyond Bounds is a body of work, as is natural, a beautiful collection of her iconic line drawings, but also with a little difference. The difference is in the choice of her forms and the style, but herein the most interesting part is the presence of her works in ceramic format, her newfound love as an art form. For anyone familiar with Sushila as an artist, the present series should be a little surprise, for it pleasantly unveils her long-hidden taste, art in ceramics. Unrevealed. I remember I was taught Nepali alphabets with unique forms or concepts associated with the particular alphabet. The first alphabet Ka was taught as Kapuri Ka. I still don't know what actually that Kapuri means. However, I immediately knew the concept Ramro when I was taught the 25th alphabet Ma as Ramro Ma. I find Ma itself beautiful. It is more beautiful than the 4 preceding alphabets in its row. Pa, Pa, Ba, Pa. Since the letter Ma alone stands for a pronoun denoting I, together with the word Ramro, Ramro Ma, it claims that I'm beautiful, I'm right, I'm virtuous, I'm of high standard, etc. Am I? I doubt I am. Living a life of a woman is living a contradiction. We're taught to say Ramro Ma, to feel like a goddess, an indivisible part of Prakriti, and to live a life of dignity. On the contrary, we're regarded with disgust. We're ripped, abused, and ruined and are forced to live a life of destitution. In this series of artworks, I'm trying to portray the contradiction of how we feel and how we are perceived. I picked clay as the part of Mother Earth and the blend of black and gold to give the feel of secrets and sacredness about female organs. Ma, mother. Ma is a woman, a mother, earth, beauty. Similar to a woman, clay is soft. Mix an appropriate amount of heat and clay converts into its strongest form, a brick. Numerous hurdles lay all over her lives. Their weights on her are inevitable, but they make her stronger. Like the bricks that build complete house, a woman converts a house into a livable home. The hurdles are the medium that grows her. She gets stronger with time.
जीवन जिउने क्रम नै एउटा कला हो नि यसलाई हामीले कसरी प्रस्ट्याउने यो हामीमा नै भर पर्छ नि नमस्ते म सुशीला सिंह अहिले पनि म आफूलाई खोजिरहने क्रममा छु